Hello, this is my second tape of this video, but I'm going to be going over how to grow your group, and this is just going to be an overview because if I go in detail, this video is going to be forever, and the last video was already 32 minutes by just being an overview, so I'm going to try to cut this short. I'm going to be making tutorials to go really in depth on some of the things I talk about in this, but anyway, let's just get right into it. First of all, develop a unique style. Don't copy what other people are doing because, you know, you're going to look overdone and like a ripoff. Or if you do get popular, you're going to make other people look like a ripoff, and that is just totally sad. You know, don't copy other people's art styles. You can like make the same clothing and stuff as them or take inspiration, but like completely ripping them off is just not okay at all. And I say avoid free assets because, you know, so many free assets are actually stolen from original designers, and you don't want to be caught in a situation where you get a false DMCA because you thought something was original. Like, free assets are okay if you're a beginning designer, but I say wean off of them and show your growth as a designer. Don't let your reputation get ruined by accidentally using stolen assets. Next thing I say, develop an art style. You can have like detailed shading or less detailed line art, or vice versa, or both be detailed. Like, they really compensate for each other. If you have one that's less detailed and one that's more detailed, like, it'll really compensate for the lack of detail on the other part of it. I do like less detailed line art and more detailed shading. At least that's what I used to do. I'm like a little more detailed now. But yeah, as long as you're consistent, you know, you're going to look like a great designer. Like, if you can stay consistent, you're a great designer. Showing that you have a style and you stand out is what your goal should be. You can also use like different colors and effects, like textures, you know, like glitter or like denim or something, or like wool, using different textures. I don't really use textures anymore though, but like that's up to you. You could also use a specific color palette for your shading. Like, I use purple for white clothes, and I also use purple for the line art as well. So yeah, you can also use like effects like glow or sparkles or neon. Like, they really make it stand out. And I also say an ombre or like a gradient or something, because something so subtle can really bring it out. I'm going to be going over that in another video. I do want to make a color tutorial, so I will go over that in the future. Next thing is clothing genre. Clothing genre. So you can do the style you like, but don't be a sheep. Don't do a style just because it's popular. Like, don't be in it for the money. Just be in it because you want to wear it, and chances are, if you like it, then somebody else likes it as well. There's always going to be somebody out there to buy your clothes. You don't have to follow the trends. Like, don't become a sheep. I mean, I understand if off-the-shoulder shirts are popular and you want to be part of that style, you know, but like, you should be putting your own spin on it. Like, you know, add bows and stuff, add stripes. Don't make it like the others. And try to cover like 2 to 3 different styles that are similar to each other. You can do goblin core, cottagecore, and fairy core, because it's going to attract customers to buy more of your stuff, because chances are, if they're interested in those styles, they're going to like similar styles. And, you know, you might not even get them, you might even get them involved in those styles, you know, and be invested in that. Now, for social media and connections, TikTok and Twitter are both amazing places for exposure, but like, don't use them if you're not mentally prepared. Don't force yourself to get into them. That's why I don't use them, because I mentally am not prepared for that. Only use it if you are ready for that. But it's a great place to make friends and stuff. And yeah, if you tag things correctly, like Roblox art, Roblox dev, Roblox design, Roblox clothing, those have specific bots for them that can retweet your stuff and get you more exposure. And with more exposure, you can also make more friends on there. If you become more like friends with other designers, like, I say just don't become friends with them just because of their size. Like, you should really just be friends with everybody. The more people you're friends with, it means the more you're benefiting each other. It's not a win-loss situation. It's a win-win for everybody friends with you, because you guys are all promoting each other. You guys can buy each other's clothes and incorporate them into your outfits, because people are known for their outfits. Like, a lot of the biggest designers are known for their outfits. If you make a nice outfit, with somebody's clothes, those clothes are going to be purchased by other people. And if you're helping to promote your friends, then I'm sure your friends will help promote you. And also, try allying other groups. The first thing I did when I made my group, I allied as many people as possible, especially in similar styles. It gives both your group and their group exposure, you know? Again, it's a win-win situation, and it works very well if both groups have similar styles. When I go shopping at people's groups, I also look at their allies and check those stores. But I say avoid allying people with stolen clothing. That's one thing. Next is like group members. You should become friends with your group members and stuff. Like, don't be an elitist. Like, make sure your group members are comfortable and treat them as equals to you, because they're there. Like, they are there to support you. You are not there to support them. They are there because they appreciate you. They could join any other group, but they joined yours. So you have to be appreciative of them. Try doing like clothing requests for them and make them feel like they're valued, and they need to understand how much you value them. You should like interact with them and appreciate them, because again, they are there for you. They're not objects. And group shouts are a great way to get them active, because if you reward them for their dedication to their group, you know, they're going to be happy about it. I don't know about doing giveaways, because I'm not sure about the TOS, but you can like rank them to higher ranks in your group for being active. Remember that they have other things to do, and they're putting their time away, like the things they have to do to decide for you. So appreciate them. And remember to have a clear, defined set of rules, because it should be a safe and friendly environment for them. If there's so much beef and drama in your group, there's no point of having a community, because the community is divided. You should have one unified community. And I also say YouTube is a great place for exposure. And especially if you're not mentally prepared, you can turn the comments off and you won't have to interact with anybody or deal with hate comments. Just simply post your video. Speed designs are really good for exposure and also like entertain people who watch them. All you have to do is hit record while you're designing, then upload your design and then post the video. You can add a little bit of music and like speed the video up. Tutorials are really good for exposure because, like, you know, if you're inspiring and helping other people, they're going to support you. But you also need to make sure that you're educated on the topics that you're doing tutorials on, because if you're giving people false information, it's going to work against you. And also just encourage people to be original if you're making tutorials and stuff, because if people copy your stuff, it's not right. Now, for Homestores, I say put your personality into it, but also be original. Like, I really incorporated my interests and like my childhood memories and stuff into my home store, and that's what made people really like it, because it wasn't like your average bland home store. It was my personality. You can build it yourself, or you can have like you can commission a developer for you if you have money, or you can like follow tutorials and stuff and learn how to build. But I say just don't copy other people's builds. It'll look bland and overused. It's the same as people's art style and stuff. Again, you can take inspiration, but if you're completely stealing their style and copying their things, it's like completely stealing their style and making the same things as them, it's not going to look right. You don't want to live in people's shadows, and people don't want to live in your shadows. Be your own person. Try to understand that like other groups want to be original too. Now, you should have a good amount of clothes in a community first when you really release a home store. Well, yeah, like community is not as important as having a good amount of clothes, because the home store will also bring you exposure. But like, there's not much to do in a home store unless you're a really good scripter and stuff. Mostly, like, the only thing they can really do is sit there, take pictures, and try on clothes or buy it. So you should really have a full store. You can try like having a nice experience where you hold a grand opening with your group members and have like a full store prepared for it, you know, like all the mannequins with beautiful clothes and maybe even matching outfits to encourage people to buy it more and want to wear that outfit. Now for like group logo and profile themes, like have a group logo that's really nice and part of your style. If you have an ugly group logo, people aren't going to want that on their profile. A lot of people join groups just to have it on their profile. And if it really appeals to the style of your group, people will be attracted to it and want to buy your clothes as well. and I say create a profile theme to match your group, okay? Like, having a profile theme that matches your group logo can bring you even more exposure because, you know, having a group profile, a profile theme can really bring some exposure to your account, and then people can look at your account and see your group, and they'll want that on their profile as well. You could also try title tagging, but I don't think that really works anymore. But like putting popular tags in your clothes sometimes works, but only if you're getting a lot of sales. Because if people are getting more sales than you with the same name, then your stuff isn't going to pop up. So only if you're getting a lot of sales. Like some of the popular tags are like fairycore, cottagecore, Y2K, stuff like that. But yeah. And I say like, if your group can't be typed out, you should also have like a specific tag in front of your clothes. Like some people put like an emoji in their initial. You should have that so your stuff comes up really. Because I've seen a couple of glitches with some people's groups, so you can't even see their full catalog because you can't type out their name. So definitely try putting that if that's an issue for you. Like, you know, putting a specific tag in front of your clothes if that's an issue for you. Now for your group name and bio, try to make it like fit your aesthetic, because if your style is like cutesy rainbows and you name your group Spiky Murder Blood Cults, like you're not going to get members. Why would somebody who likes Spiky Murder Blood want to join cutesy rainbow group? Try going with something cute like, I don't know, Strawberry Milk. And again, you could also title tag your group name, but you know, if you're a smaller group, you really won't pop up. So I definitely will go with a more original name, but you can include like Y2K aesthetic and stuff. Like, you know, groups like Aesthetic Vibe really get exposure. And make your group logo, your group bio look attractive, because if it looks like hashtag poop123 cool group buy my clothes, nobody's gonna buy your clothes because that description sucks. You should have a cute bio to let people know that your group is serious. They should understand, because if they're in a group where you won't even take your group seriously, how can your members know that you'll take them seriously as well? Now for advertising, don't steal ads, because not only does it kill the CTR of the person who made the ad, it'll also kill your CTR, because ads that are overused will not get clicked. People don't want to see the same ad 50 times in their face. If they didn't click it the first time, they're not going to click it the second time. So, you know, don't even bother. That's why I also switch out my ads and after a couple months and run different ads every other day. Don't be annoying to people who see ads. Just be original and creative. Like, if you put like a flamingo ad for an emo group, it's gonna damage like your group. Kids will come onto your group wall and say, "This isn't flamingo, this is emo!" Ah! And they'll start crying and stuff. And they'll hate your group and like do whatever in their power to go hate on you. Which also I suggest having a pending rank, because some people are still gonna hate on you for having ads, depending on your style. Because I see that like furry groups and stuff. I'm not gonna hate on furries, but like furries, when they run their ads, they get a lot of hate on their group walls. So if you're in a style that's more hated, definitely put a pending rank where people can't talk and you can weed out the people that are trolls. And make sure your ad relates to your group, because, you know, again, you know, flamingo ad for an emo group isn't gonna work. And make it clickable and attractive, but still, don't make it like other people's ads. It still has to stand out. And for bidding, like, don't do extreme bids. If you bid 200,000 Robux on one ad, you're not gonna gain that many members. You're gonna only lose profit, because if they didn't click it the first time, they're not gonna click it the second time. You know, like, bidding is really there just to get the exposure out, but if nobody wants to click the ad, no matter how many times they see it, they're not going to click it. Don't try to make an unattractive ad work. If it's not going to get you members at 1K bids, it won't get you members at 10K bids. Try testing ads out at between 1K and, you know, 2K Robux. Just run it once or twice, see how it does. And I really look at the members gained instead of the CTR. I mean, yeah, it's good to have clicks, but if nobody's joining from those clicks, that means your ad really isn't related to your group and doesn't appeal to the right audience. So make sure everything is like unified. Now for dedication, just try to upload consistently. Like, if you spam upload 20 designs in one day and go inactive for 2 months afterwards, your members are going to lose interest. You need to spread out your upload times. Like, if you're impatient, it's not going to work. Because, you know, you can make 3 outfits in a day, but if you post them all in one day, chances are people are only going to buy 1 or 2. Because a lot of people don't really have that blessing of having Robux on hand 24/7. They need their Robux to spend and stuff. If they want to support you, you need to give them time for that. And you also, like, they can't wear 3 outfits at the same time. So give them time and don't let them lose interest. Make them be on the edge of their seat waiting for your clothing. But again, real life comes first, so if you're not ready to dedicate yourself, don't force it. No amount of sales is worth your mental health. And also, don't get demotivated because you're not getting sales. Again, like, you really just need to work hard and get the exposure. If you're not getting sales, try to encourage your friends to wear your clothes or become friends with people similar in style to you. Now for like group ranks and efficient ranking, this is going to be my last part. You can reward people for supporting your group, but only do it if you can handle it, because I put my t-shirt ranks off sale because I don't want to go through all the revenue logs right now since I'm going to college. Well, yeah, not going to college yet, but like I'm working on my college applications. I don't really have time for that. But yeah, so only do it if you can handle it. Ranking based on clothing purchases is a lot more difficult than just a ranked t-shirt, because it's more difficult to look for 5 pieces of clothing in your logs than 1 piece. So you have to be prepared for that level of dedication. When ranking through clothing purchases, I say like try to encourage them to open their inventory. If they don't open their inventory, then don't rank them, because you shouldn't be straining yourself. It's not only does it make them get ranked faster, but it puts less strain on you. So it works in the favor of both that group member and you. Now, you can also use a plugin made by King of Hungry. This was recommended to me by LadyMysteries. Not a plugin, it's an extension, but it assists with ranking and stuff, and I'm going to link it in the description. I'm not sure how it works, so please don't ask me about that, because I don't really use extensions since I don't use Chrome. But yeah, if you're going to be using extensions, make sure that what you use is safe. When ranking through t-shirts purchases, by the way, you can also encourage them to open your inventory, but you can still spot a t-shirt in your revenue logs. It's a lot easier to spot than like 5 different things. So if you really don't want to force somebody to open their inventory, you can really just look through your revenue logs. But you have to be very dedicated. The larger your group gets and the more sales you get, you'll have to go through more pages of clothing. By the time I stopped putting my ranking t-shirts up, I had to go through over 100 pages of revenue logs every single day. Now, if you've missed a person for the ranks, just double check your revenue logs if you can, but if you can't find anything, just don't even bother ranking them. Or like you could encourage them to open their inventory. Like don't bother ranking them if it's not in their inventory or in your revenue logs. That's what I meant to say. But yeah. You can also get a group moderator for like handling spam on your group wall, and you can get a group ranker to rank people for you if you don't have the time. But only do it if you have the money to pay them, because free labor is not good labor. Make sure that you're treating everybody equally. And only hire them if you can trust them. Now, you can also give ranks for fellow designers and developers. If you give somebody, like if you make them feel good in your group, they'll want to support you more. And if you rank them highly in your group, you'll get a high rank in their group. And chances are your members and their members are going to find your accounts and see your groups. Because, you know, some people go through members of a group and buy the outfits off of them. For ranking large amounts of people, by the way, this is going to be my last thing. There are many programs you can use to create macros, or some like mice, they come with macros built into them. I use macros in my mouse. And they require a little bit of research, but like they can be made really fast, and they can rank thousands of members within minutes. I used to rank 2,000 members in 10 minutes. So yeah, just do some research on that and then you're good. But yeah, this is basically my video. This is my second take, so I'm like, my throat is sore. and I'm tired. So yeah, if you have any questions, just comment down below or join my group and ask me there. Roblox is down at the moment though, so that's why I'm making this video. But yeah, bye!